Today, more than ever, we need to come together to address poverty, racism, and social injustice. Because every child deserves a pathway to opportunity. Because the business community can help young people work toward a better future. Because the magic of performance gives everyone a chance to grow. That's why the All Stars Project reaches thousands of kids every year, and why caring adults from all walks of life are actively involved. Come join a growing number of Americans who are saying,
I'm an all-star.
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 So become an all-star today.
That was inspirational, impressive. What an amazing organization. Am I right or what? How's everyone doing? It is so fantastic to have all of you here for our All-Stars Gala. Welcome, All-Stars young people, supporters, corporate champions, volunteers, and brand new friends like me. My name is Nessa, and I am the host of Nessa on Air on New York City's legendary radio station, Hot 97. You could also catch me on Talk Stoop for Universal NBC. And some of you may have seen my work on MTV. Yes, whether it's, hosting different after shows for The Real World or Teen Mom. I love everything that I do when it comes to TV and radio. I mean, I love working in the field. And I'm also extremely passionate about youth empowerment and women's health advocacy. About 6 years ago, my partner, Colin Kaepernick, and I founded the Know Your Rights Camp, which advocates for the liberation and well-being of Black and Brown communities. And we also started Raw Vision Media, which is a media company that showcases the work of Black and Brown directors, producers, creators, and storytellers, because that is extremely important. It's powerful. And I personally believe it's important that we provide youth with as much information and access to ensure they have everything they need to thrive in life. Isn't that what it's all about? Any commitment goes a long way. So I feel right at home right here with the All-Stars, and I'm so honored to host today's gala celebration. I want to give a big shout out to all of you for being a spark in the lives of young people across the country. You are putting in the work that will not only lift our youth up, but all of us. And believe me, they feel it. That's what's important. So please give yourself a big virtual round of applause. And I'm giving you one from here right now. Now, we will be doing a lot of that tonight, so make sure you keep those jazz hands ready, all right? And our chat is on, so please jump in and tell us where you're viewing this event from today. And make sure you cheer on our speakers and performers. They're here today to make an impact. And as you watch the show, we want to see and hear from you on social media. Use the hashtag below, as you could see, ASP Be The Spark, to live tweet photos of yourself, family, friends, enjoying the event. And you never know, you might see your post on our screen. That would be nice. So let's talk a little bit. For 41 years, the All-Stars has used the developmental power of performance to transform the lives of youth from underserved communities in partnership with caring adults, so everyone has the opportunity to grow. Right? That's important. In all their after-school development programs, which are entirely free, young people perform on stage and in their lives. All Stars run these amazing programs in 6 cities. I'm obviously here in New York City, in Newark, Jersey City, Chicago, Dallas, the San Francisco Bay Area, and virtually nationwide. And tonight is a true celebration of all we have accomplished and will continue to accomplish with your support. I know we got this, all right? And we have just over $150,000 to raise to hit our $2 million goal. I believe in us. I know we can get there. Now, we've got a fundometer going to track our progress throughout the show, and I will make sure to give you specific instructions on how you can help us fill the fundometer and reach our goal. I believe in us. I know we got this. But first, Let's head over to our Performing Arts and Development Center in Manhattan. I'm excited to introduce two incredible members of the All-Stars National Board of Directors, Watnes Castelli and Maria Morris, to tell you more about All-Star programs and the vision for the future. Watnes is the chair of our Alumni Leadership Council and currently works in global product marketing at TikTok. And Maria is the chair of our national board, corporate board director, and a retired MetLife executive. Please give them a warm welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Nessa, and welcome to the All-Stars family. I'm excited to be here with Maria. Whether it's chairing a board meeting, speaking with young people, talking to fellow corporate executives, or just hanging out, Maria is always open to growing in new ways, which I'm realizing is what makes her great at what she does.
Oh, thank you, Watnes. I can say with all sincerity, the pleasure is mine. It's been a joy to work with you on the National Board. I was so happy when you said yes to our ask. Your passion, urgency, and perspective as an alumnus and as a leader is unmatched. I know that what we both love most about the All-Stars is that we empower young people growing up in poor and underserved communities to imagine and act on new possibilities, all through our free performance-based development programs. Our vision as an organization is to be at the forefront of building community by bridging racial, social, and economic divisions to develop a caring 21st century America. That is what guides our growth.
That's right, Maria. And out of that vision have come some pretty incredible programs that will be front and center tonight. First up, my personal favorite, though as an alum I am biased, is the Dsy Program, which stands for Development School for Youth, where young people aged 16 to 21 learn to perform as professionals and partner with business leaders in workshops on various subjects like resume writing, networking, and public speaking. After completing the program, graduates are then offered paid summer internships at partner companies around the country. In fact, in just a few weeks, we'll be placing 190 Dsy graduates in internships at companies like Paramount Global, EY, MetLife, JP Morgan, and so many more. As an alum, I know firsthand the impact of Dsy. It's through the Dsy I learned skills that built my confidence to enter the professional world as a child of Haitian immigrants. Being a part of a Dsy catapulted my career, exposing me to the business world and equipping me with those necessary skills to be successful. I'm now proud to chair All-Stars Alumni Leadership Council and work with other alumni who are passionate about giving back and creating more opportunities like the ones we receive. We have over 5,000 graduates in the world right now, and I know we can continue to pay it forward and accomplish some big things together.
You know, we even met through the Dsy. It's been so incredible to watch you grow into the young professional you are today over what, the last 6-7 years? Our newest program, Development Coaching, gives young people a one-on-one opportunity to work with caring adults and industry leaders who help guide and enhance their personal and professional development. Development Coaching virtually matches youth and adults from coast to coast based on shared interests and experiences and provides training that supports both coach and coachee to learn from each other and grow together. I was personally a development coach, and I'm still in touch with my coachee. And of course, Operation Conversation Cops and Kids, which is an innovative police community relations program run by All-Stars in partnership with the New York City Police Department and the Newark Police Department. The program uses performance, improvisation, and conversation to help inner-city teenagers and police officers develop a positive relationship. And when we say All-Stars uses performance, both on stage and off, we mean it. We also run programs that engage young people in talent shows, theater, virtual performance workshops, and more. And they give them the opportunity and a platform to build confidence, work with others, and be celebrated for stepping outside their comfort zones. And let me be clear, the adults are performing and developing as well.
At the heart of All-Stars is the belief that all young people have the same potential to grow when exposed to new opportunities. But not all young people are afforded those same opportunities. That's why all of our programs are provided free of charge, and all young people are invited to join, no matter their age, their grade point average, or how well they're doing.
And our young people grow in some truly incredible ways after going through the programs. In fact, just last year, the All-Stars wrapped a 5-year program evaluation study that scientifically validates that All-Stars impact is real. Let's take a look.
Over the last 40 years, our stakeholders and supporters have been telling us that All Stars' secret sauce is development through performance. They have seen young people grow in some powerful new ways, and they know All Stars works. And now, thanks to an outcome study conducted by Southern Methodist University's Center for Research and Evaluation, we have systematically validated and discovered that development can be characterized and measured. It's real, and young people develop in our programs. What are the dimensions of development that empower our youth to be full participants in every aspect of society, in their communities, at school, and in the workforce? Let's take a look. Relating to diverse people, family, friends, and caring adults. Being appreciative and giving. Relating in professional situations. Being personally responsible. Engaging with others and with the broader world. Building confidence and acting improvisationally. Throughout the SMU Core Outcome Study, we gathered hundreds of thousands of data points to capture this complex and critical human activity. Volunteers and young people work together to document the All Stars secret sauce. And in partnership with SMU researchers, we have shown that development through performance is how our young people, caring adults, and communities are coming together to transform what is possible now and for decades to come. Together, we will continue to take bold new steps to build bigger stages and greater strategic partnerships and collaborations so that many more Americans have access to and can invest in development.
I just love that video. As All Stars, our cities, and our country look ahead to 2022 and beyond, there is still a lot of uncertainty. But what I am certain about is that we will continue to move forward as boldly as possible. Through our innovative development through performance approach, we are creating a country where investing in the empowerment of underserved young people to live enriched lives brings us all closer to realizing the fullness of our nation's promise. As one of tonight's awardees and fellow board member, Dr. David Chard once said, some organizations go broad, others go deep. The All Stars does both.
Well said, Maria. And we couldn't do it without caring partners like all of you. A few months ago, we had the honor of partnering with Robitussin on a campaign to help provide access to the performing arts for youth in underserved communities. Through Robitussin, we met Tony Award-winning actress Adrienne Warren, who rocked the stage as Tina Turner on Broadway and most recently played Emmett Till's mother, Mamie, in ABC's Women of the Movement. Robitussin asked Adrienne to use her social platform to give All Stars Youth the opportunity to shine. Let's take a look at what Adrienne was able to create with All Stars Youth leaders Melanie Rosa and Kaylee Thomas.
If y'all are just joining, this is Kaylee and Melanie from the All Stars Project, and right now we're just chatting about performing. And I was an athlete growing up. I actually never wanted to be an actress. That was not in the plans for me. But I grew up around a lot of athletes. I played basketball outside until the street light came on every day. And I fell in love with music because my father was a singer. And for me, it really was less about becoming a star or being a front woman. I just wanted to do what I loved. And so I found programs just like y'all. I found programs that took me in and nurtured those talents, those community programs. And I just started having fun. And in that, I realized that, oh, this is something that I could really commit myself to. This is not in the plan, but do one of you want to sing something? Like maybe a little bit?
One of my favorite songs to sing is At Last by Etta James. So if I
love that.
That. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are And life is like a song. Oh, yeah, yeah. At last.
Yes, Kaylee.
That was fantastic. I wish I could sing. Let's give Melanie, Kaylee, and Adrian some more love. That was incredible. This is an example of using technology, social media for good use, right? We could spread joy and motivation at such a large scale now thanks to technology. Let's keep that up. Now, I know Melanie, Kaylee, and Adrian are a tough act to follow, but I know our next speaker can definitely handle it. He's a longtime community organizer who has devoted his life to sparking change. So let's give it up for Senior Vice President of Youth and Community Development and All Stars of Chicago City leader, David Cherry.
Thank you, Nessa, and good evening, everyone. It is an honor to be here with so many of the people who are the spark for our youth and who have made it possible for All Stars to grow into the organization that is trusted and loved by so many in our communities. I want to share with you why I am personally passionate about the All Stars Project. I have been an All Star for 33 years. I met All Stars co-founder Dr. Lenora Fulani on the streets of Harlem, New York in 1989. At the time, I was working at a part-time job making $5 per hour. In one of my early meetings with Dr. Fulani, I shared with her how frustrated and angry I was about how much I was struggling just to live. Dr. Fulani listened to me, and she responded by saying, "David, you're poor." This was not said as a judgment, but as an invitation for me to grow. This was the first real conversation I had about my poverty. I had rationalized that I wasn't poor by thinking that while $5 wasn't much, at least I wasn't unemployed. While I was living in a rundown apartment building, at least I wasn't homeless. That conversation with Dr. Fulani was simultaneously startling and relieving. She was my spark. Now I knew why I was struggling so badly. Dr. Fulani also told me that she wanted me to develop into a leader who can lead diverse people, whether they are poor, middle class, or affluent, and she needed me to develop in order to do so. I accepted Dr. Fulani's challenge, and it has changed my life. Just as importantly, my growth as a leader has enabled me to be the spark and change the lives of so many young people in our All Stars programs. Last month, I joined several of my All Stars colleagues in a workshop with our young people called Interpersonal Performance. Just as I experienced more than 3 decades ago, this is the first substantive conversation most of our young people have had about the impact of poverty in their lives. No one ever speaks with young people about their poverty, what poverty is, and what its historical roots are. We definitely don't speak about the humiliation, frustration, and anger which comes with it, and the enormous impact this has on their lives. The most well-meaning of us don't talk about the impact of poverty because we don't want to contribute to a culture that views poverty as a personal or family failing, and thus a source of stigma and shame. The All Stars focuses on creating the conditions for young people from poor and underserved communities and for our affluent philanthropists to talk together about their poverty and their privilege. We have discovered over the years that this is what makes it possible for both groups to give and to grow and develop together. It enables the young people in our programs and our caring adults to be the spark and build beautiful communities of development in all of our All-Star cities. I am so proud of everyone at the All-Stars and all of our supporters for welcoming these very difficult conversations. As uncomfortable as these discussions can be, they are critical to improving racial relations, creating safer streets, promoting emotional health, and so much more. While we are not alone in addressing these issues, All Stars' unique contribution is that we have added human development of young people and their families and of the most affluent among us as a critical component of fighting poverty and moving our country forward. We are all part of the solution. On behalf of everyone at the All Stars, thank you for being the spark.
Amazing. And we all can be the spark. Let's continue doing our part to see the changes we want. It's now time to focus a well-deserved spotlight on Dr. David Chard, who's more than deserving of tonight's honorary Doctorate of Development, a prestigious All-Stars Award given to public policy and academic leaders who have made an impact in our country. To help us shine that light, please join me in welcoming All-Stars CEO, Gabrielle Kurlander.
Good evening. It's great to be here with all of you. My congratulations to our honorees, Catherine Carraway, Margie Rollinson, Gilead Sciences, and the Newark Police Division. Thank you for what you do for the All Stars Project and for the young people of our communities. It's my privilege to be presenting a Doctorate of Development to Dr. David Chard, Dean of Boston University, Wheelock College of Education and Human Development. David is one of the most respected educators in our country. He is a prolific researcher, a frequently published scholar, and an expert on best educational practices. In 2011, David was nominated by President Barack Obama to serve 2 terms on the National Board for Education Sciences. He is a member of the International Academy for Research on Learning Disabilities and serves on the board of the National Center for Learning Disabilities. I first met David at Southern Methodist University, where he was founding dean of the Simmons School of Education and Human Development. From the moment we met, he has been one of the most enthusiastic and influential supporters of the All Stars Project. His embrace of after-school development makes him unique among educators and a singular innovator in the field. David was a founding board member of the All Stars Project of Dallas and now sits on our National Board of Directors. While at SMU, David was key in launching our partnership with their Center on Research and Evaluation, leading to the groundbreaking study you heard about earlier. David's invaluable counsel throughout the many months of gathering data ensured that the outcomes were authentic to the All Stars approach, and also began to change the conversation about evaluation and its uses in after-school development. Bravo to David. And dare I say it, that even though he is a man of a certain age, he looks at the world and the keys to learning and development with the curiosity and wonder of a child. And in all his years as a distinguished educator, he has never given that up. He is truly the real deal, and it is an honor to call him a friend. So it's in that spirit of creativity and wonder that we present the All Stars Project's Doctorate of Development to David Chard.
Thank you, Gabrielle, for those kind words. It has been such a pleasure working with you. I am truly honored to accept this award from the All Stars. But first, I want to acknowledge how much All Stars has taught me in the more than a decade since we met. You know, when I was introduced to All Stars by our friends Hunter and Stephanie Hunt, my career was focused on studying what happens in schools, both good and bad. To people like me, development is something that happens in early childhood, but is less relevant to what we are trying to do in schools, essentially preparing students for life. During my career, I have worked with groups of children in contexts where schools were not nice places. The more I was with them, the more I noticed that their lives seemed to happen everywhere except school. So when I met All Stars, I learned that development is something that happens all the time, from birth to the grave. And I began to see that it's not that development doesn't take place in schools, it's that we're not giving development the credit it deserves. As Gabrielle knows, I don't even like calling what we do after school, because I think it gives schools which focus on academic performance and accountability way too much credit. In many cases, there is little time for students to explore their interests, their relationships with one another and the world around them. The narrow focus of schools can have a particularly negative impact on students with few opportunities for broadening their cultural horizons, finding and pursuing a passion, or engaging their community. Thankfully, programs like All Stars have done a brilliant job at creating ways to help young people to develop for life, including the 8 dimensions of development mentioned in the earlier video. It was a privilege to be part of this exemplary evaluation project, and I think it speaks volumes of the All Stars' commitment to program excellence to partner with SMU in this way. I am proud to be your partner in the process and appreciate how you've helped me grow as an educator and as a human being. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabrielle, and congratulations, David, on this well-deserved honor. So inspirational, by the way. As someone who has dedicated their career to education, your perspective on this field is invaluable. And now here to help recognize our first honoree of the night, our All-Stars Vice President of Development, Jenny Zach, and All-Stars Youth Leader, Tiffany Young.
Thanks, Nessa. I am thrilled to introduce you to Margie Rollinson. Margie became an All-Star in 2019 at our largest and broadest corporate partner, EY, and recently retired as a partner at EY after a long and impressive career. Margie has been a generous personal supporter and throughout the pandemic stepped forward to mentor All-Stars youth participating in Development School for Youth summer internships hosted at EY, making sure they had the personal and professional support to maximize their internship opportunities. Even in retirement, she continues to be there for our young people. Just a couple of weeks ago, Margie co-hosted a resume writing workshop for a class of DSY students. Margie was open in sharing her personal experiences, making something that sounded so daunting to our students instead feel so relatable. As a company, EY has generated over $4 million in support for All-Stars over the last 2 decades. It is a tribute to Margie and the impact that she has had on her colleagues, that they have so generously and eagerly stepped up to celebrate all she has given to them and to our young people across the country. Congratulations, Margie. And please welcome DSY alumna Tiffany Young to share what the All-Stars and EY have meant in her life.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Young. I'm 21 years old and I grew up in Gravesend, Brooklyn. I'm a first-generation college student and the oldest of 3. Growing up, I didn't have any professional role models, and I wanted to be that for my siblings. In high school, my friend Justin told me about his experience in the Development School for Youth at the All-Stars. He told me that I can learn professional skills, but it turned out to be so much more than that. Through the DSY, I interned at EY in the summer of 2018, and my internship there helped me find my voice and perform as confident, even when I felt intimidated. After the internship ended, I began my freshman year in college, and I quickly realized that my high school hadn't prepared me for that experience. I ended up failing a class, and I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't want to let myself down, my parents, or even my siblings. In my second semester, my support system at EY made a huge impact. My internship coordinators, Christina Woodbury and Olivia Walker, became my mentors. They helped me find the right balance of classes without burning myself out, and also helped me work to discover my interests and potential majors. In 2020, I was asked to return as an EY intern, this time as an alumni ambassador, supporting the new DSY interns. It was right after COVID hit, and we were all navigating a new world around us. Margie Rollinson was one of the mentors that summer. She helped volunteer her time to make sure young people like me had the support to complete a virtual internship in the midst of a pandemic. As a supporter, a champion, and a volunteer, Margie has helped me and so many All-Stars grow as leaders and see a new world of possibilities in front of us. To Margie and the whole team at EY, thank you so much for the opportunities you've built for us. You make us feel like family and made a major impact in our lives. Congratulations to the All-Stars Gala honoree, Margie Rollinson.
Thank you, Jenny and Tiffany, and thank you All-Stars for this honor. I first met this remarkable organization while attending a pre-pandemic gala honoring a dear EY colleague, Colleen O'Neill, though I first heard about the All-Stars from the amazing Kate Barton. While Colleen and Kate were the reason I was in the room, the reason I became involved was a young woman named Tatiana, who was the All-Stars youth host at the table I was seated at. I was so impressed by her poise and graciousness, two traits I don't remember having at her age, when in rooms with people much older than me. She made everyone feel welcome. She got everyone's name and kept the conversation going. As I learned more about the All-Stars' approach to performance, I realized what a great job Tatiana did in performing as a youth host. And I've seen the same be true for other young people I've had the pleasure of working with over the years. And our relationships don't end when an event or program is over. I hear from Tatiana and the others every now and then, sometimes to ask for references, sometimes just because they want to share how their lives are going, the colleges they are attending, and how they are now giving back to the All-Stars. Now that I'm retired, I've had time to think more broadly about how I might give back in this next phase of my life, how I might continue to work with young people, and how I might make an impact beyond helping large corporations save taxes. The last 2 years have been a wake-up call for EY and other companies that are now taking a more serious look at how they want to address racial justice, diversity, and inequity. Our companies have a long way to go before we are fully diverse, but I firmly believe that partnering with the All-Stars is a needed step in the right direction. Right before the resume writing workshop Jenny spoke about, an All-Stars staff person told me and my co-leader not to be nervous, because as she said, what's important to young people is having adults show up and knowing that they care. In working with the All-Stars and with another youth organization here in DC, I know this is absolutely true. So I want to close by reminding every adult out there that even a very small commitment of your time can make a big, big difference. Thank you.
Yes, Margie, thank you. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for your commitment to creating more equitable environments in your professional and personal life where our young people can thrive. Now, another member of the Paramount Global family is here with us tonight. He's a film star, comedian, TV and radio host, musician, writer, director, producer, and philanthropist. By the way, the list goes on and on. You may know him as the host of Wild 'N Out on VH1 or The Masked Singer on Fox. He's also a committed community activist and is a big champion of life-changing opportunities for underserved youth. Give it up for Nick Cannon.
Yo, what's poppin', everyone, at the All-Stars Project National Gala 2022. I'm your man, Nick Cannon, and you know what? From myself and our family at Paramount, we are super excited to show some love to the All-Stars Project. Now, as you know, the All-Stars Project organization is an outstanding community activation that's allowing our young people to reach their fullest potential. I love this organization. So much so that we get the opportunity to workshop with the young people, and you know, they get to wild out a little bit, and they are so amazing. I see them reaching their fullest potential. I see them taking it to the next level, using their creativity, using their sensibilities. And you know what? We can't do it without people like you. So be the spark. Yes, be the spark and spark them wallets up and spark out that cash and spark some donations, because we gonna spark it up and we gonna keep wilding out. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the young people at the All-Star Project, sending them nothing but love, admiration, and light your way. Let's go. Wild out.
That's right. Keep on sparking the donations. Shout out to Nick. And thank you, Nick, for paving the way and providing opportunities for young people to achieve their dreams. We see you and we appreciate you. Now, can we go ahead and take this party to Chi-Town? Is that all right? Where I heard we're celebrating something big, huge. Lauren, what's going on over there?
Thanks, Nessa. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We need a moment. Dawn and I were fangirling a little bit over here. Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Horn, and I'm the Associate Director of the All Stars Project of Chicago. And I am so pleased to be joined by Chicago alum and my friend, Dawn Harris. It has been the opportunity of my lifetime to work with so many incredible young people like Dawn through our programs, as well as the caring adults in Chicago and across the country who are their partners in growth. Dawn and I have the great pleasure of introducing you to our next honoree, Catherine Carraway, with whom I am lucky to work closely with as co-chair of our Chicago board. I first met Catherine, who serves as Equity Residential's Executive Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer when I moved to Chicago in 2016 to lead our campaign to establish a hub for after-school development in the heart of downtown. Our vision is that this hub will be a catalyst for fully integrating downtown Chicago by using the entire city as our campus for development, connecting youth and their families from the south and west sides with the civic, cultural, and professional life of their city. And to no one's surprise, Catherine was one of the first people to support the campaign, which has now raised over $10.6 million from 1,400 individuals and companies to date. We are excited to soon open our new space in the city's historic Printers Row and get to work to make this dream a reality. Now, Catherine has been an all-star for 10 years, volunteering and investing in our mission personally and playing a significant role in growing our partnership with Equity Residential, which is actually where we're filming live right now. Combined, Catherine and Equity have contributed nearly $500,000 to All Stars programs and have been hands-on in leading DSY workshops, sponsoring internships, and providing over a decade of mentorship that students have held onto tightly. But before we introduce Catherine to you, I'd like to welcome Dawn to say a few words. She knows firsthand what it's like to work with Catherine and the amazing Equity team.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn Harris, and I'm 26 years old, and I'm a 2014 graduate of the All Stars Project Development School for Youth. Growing up in the West Side Austin area of Chicago, violence played a big part of my community. We would avoid certain areas, blocks to stay safe, and my family would often go downtown to get out of our neighborhood. I would see these tall buildings that looked so interesting, and it was so different from where I lived. The streets and sidewalks were clean. People walking around in suits and looked like they were doing important business. I'd never been inside one of those buildings, so I can only imagine what happened in them. Downtown always had new activities and beautiful sceneries. I felt like people did not care about what happened back in my neighborhood or the people living in it. Everyone always heard about the shootings that happened in Chicago, but since it wasn't happening in the downtown area, it felt like no one cared to do anything about it. When I was 18, David Cherry came to my school and talked about development and performance. I always craved learning new things, but my school and community couldn't prepare me for what the outside world would be like. The All Stars in the DSY has engaged me with people from different backgrounds, and I was heading downtown to go into these tall buildings. I was on the other side learning how to be there for those who did it every day. In 2014, I completed the DSY and got my first ever corporate internship at Equity Residentials. While there, I met Catherine Carraway, and we would have all types of conversations about my internship and beyond. She cared about what happened to me and the things that were going on in my life. The best way I could describe it is like Karen makes you feel like that favorite auntie who would come around and makes you feel like everything that you need, she got you. I have worked with interns now in my role at CIBC, and I remember the respect and dignity that Catherine showed me as an 18-year-old who knew nothing about the working world. I take that with me, and and I can relate to my interests now. Catherine, since the moment we met, you created a space for me to learn, to grow, to develop, ask questions, and to get those answers. You are incredibly powerful. Thank you for all you've done for me and many other people growing up in Chicago just like me. We are proud to honor you tonight.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Lauren, for that generous introduction. And greetings from Equity Residential to All Stars across the country. I am thrilled to be joining you from our offices in Chicago, surrounded by just some of the many wonderful members of Equity Nation who inspire me every day with their kindness and generosity. I was first introduced to this amazing organization by my predecessor at Equity. She was retiring, but didn't want to leave until she knew the All-Stars, which she had championed for many years, was in good hands. After attending some of the programs and meetings with the young people, it didn't take long before I was hooked. I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago. We might have had all that we needed in our tiny village, but I had no idea there was a much bigger world outside, and no one to help me get there. It wasn't until I participated in an after-school development program during my senior year that I met people of different ethnicities, genders, and viewpoints, and so much more. It was an amazing and truly a life-changing experience. It wasn't until I attended community college that I realized that I also had a lot to learn about how to succeed in the workplace. I still remember with great fondness the human resources professionals in my first few jobs who helped me develop the skills and the work ethic to thrive in the workplace. They changed the trajectory of my life. And just as I hope we are changing the trajectory of young people who come to us through All Stars. One of the many things I have learned in working with All Stars youth is just how much of a temptation there is to want to dumb things down for them. But what I've also learned is that the kids who come to us are plenty smart. What they need are opportunities. And as I'm sure many of you have discovered, so do the adults. We need many more opportunities to break out of the roles and try on some new performances, because that's how we all grow together. I have always believed to whom much is given, much is required. So I want to express my deep appreciation for everyone at Equity and our many other corporate partners who have stepped up and have leaned in. And I want to invite those of you who haven't yet to meet us at the table. We all have a place, and we can have something to give. I look forward to the day in America that we will look up and see a movement of growth and development spreading across the land. I trust if we come together and pull all of our time, our talents, and resources, that day will surely come. So while we have this opportunity, Lauren, Dawn, I want to ask you to do just that, to get involved, invest in the development of underserved youth and communities in the field of after-school programming. Our gala goal is to raise $2 million in private support for our spring and summer programs. And we want to raise $100,000 here tonight to help us get there. So we invite you to make a contribution to the All Stars right now.
Now to pledge, you can send us a text to 970-840-9000, and in the message write ASP, a space, the amount you'd like to give, another space, and then your name. And you can include a short message if you'd like. It's right here on the screen. So again, to pledge your gift, please send a text, not a gift, to 970-840-9000. 840-9000, and in the message write ASP, a space, the amount you'd like to give, another space, and then your name.
As you see, we've got a Fund-A-Meter going. And once you text that number and make your gift, you can see your name come up right there. And I can already see we have some great gifts coming in. The good news is there is no minimum or maximum to give. However, just $152 sponsors 2 young people in our programs. $1,000 makes you a member of our Leadership Giving Circle. And for $5,000, you'll sponsor an entire virtual workshop.
Now, while you're making your gifts, we also want to take a moment to give a big thank you to our amazing leaders who made this event a success. Our honorees, Margie Rollinson, of course, Catherine, Gilead Sciences, and the Newark Police Division, Doctorate of Development recipient David Chard, as well as our amazing co-chairs from around the country who came together to make an incredible statement about the importance of high-quality, free after-school development programs for our country's young people. Thank you all for your passionate support of our youth. Now, we've got a lot of gifts coming in here. Oh my goodness. Lena Robinson, Christina Rockos,
Yes,
Arun, Dawn, look at that.
Amazing.
yes. Wow.
It's incredible to see so many people showing up and making a direct impact on the lives of our youth. This continues to be a hard time for communities across the country. But as you see, All Stars is going big when it comes to providing young people with growth and stability through a time of significant changes in their lives. So we appreciate all of you for making this possible.
And remember, it's not just about the money. You can also get involved with your time. And if you do, I guarantee you'll get back even more than you give. So join All Stars as a volunteer, either personally or through your company. All Stars needs hundreds of adult volunteers to coach young people one-on-one or support programs which provide resume building skills, personal interview skills, and much more. Please visit allstars.org/get involved to learn more.
That's right, Catherine. Now, while everyone is texting and pledging, I am so excited to introduce our next performance duo. Kimar Jones, known by his stage name Q the Griot, which is a French word for a West African storyteller, met the All-Stars in Dallas and is a spoken word artist. Morgan Brown is a violist from Washington, D.C. She is currently studying viola performance at the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley and met the All-Stars through our virtual DSY semester in 2021. Over the last couple of weeks, they've been collaborating on a one-of-a-kind piece to present to you all. So without further ado, let's hear it for Q the Griot and Morgan.
When you're trying to light that spark, what's more important, the rocks or the hands holding them? Was these rocks put in these hands, or is there dirt under the nails? Dirt from digging out the hole you was born in because your skin matches it. Climbing from rock to rock, trying to finally breathe in the land of opportunity that was promised to all women and men living in it. In the land of opportunity, where every chance you get is met with a backhand, where every hand out you turn down for a hand up is met with closed hands. It's funny how we all live on the same planet, but in different worlds. From where I lived in, robbing Peter to pay Paul is the 11th commandment. People who say money ain't everything is right, though I bet their heart ain't never skipped a beat, because under the red, white, and blue sky, it's up there we're breathing. So I ask this question. How can one be the spark of change in all this? What would a spark look like in a world that's already up in flames? Can hands burned by everything create a spark without hate? I know my hands have been having a hard time letting go of hate, letting go of the rocks in my hands, because when I was in that hole, it was the only hands up that helped me get to everything. It's when a foundation was paved under my feet that I learned a hammer could be the bane or the builder of existence. It all depends on how the one person that is holding it uses it, a weapon or a tool. It all depends on how one uses it. To answer my question from the beginning, I think the rocks and the hands both matter. See, the spark is just proof that hands striking these two rocks, these two nothings, can create light, therefore anything. This spark lit a fire in my eye, showing me that I had the voice of a giant and the presence of a painting, the mind of a chief and the eyes of a warrior, the DNA of excellence and the rose of greatness. This is when I started to see that the rocks in my hands could be carved from my scars to find the jewels inside of them.
All that creativity, all that art. I love it. I don't know about you all, but I have chills. I need more of that. That's the inspiration that keeps us going. Now, I know a lot of you have been busy posting about tonight on social media. Thank you so much. Let's keep that going. And I even heard we have some partners hosting viewing parties across the country. So, I think we should check in and see what everyone's been talking about, saying and doing. So let's go ahead and see. I love this one from Richie D. Oh, how cute. He said, tuning from my couch with my pup Bailey, and I think she took hashtag ASP Be the Spark too seriously. Such a cute little pup right there. Shout out to Priscilla, who posted such a cute selfie. The smiles say it all at NatBat4, and I live in Dallas at KPMG to celebrate. Let's see who else we have here. Tiffany Moore said, happy to be tuning in with the family from New Jersey. I love this. This is such great energy right now. Lisa Lennon wrote us, hashtag All-Stars Project, ASP Be the Spark 2022 Dallas Gala Watch Party. Shout out to everybody who's in Dallas right now. Backstage at the ASP Be the Spark National Gala in Dallas. Wow, can we just take a moment to appreciate Dallas stepping it up right now, taking over the social chats? I love this energy. Where else is everybody checking in right now? Let's go ahead and see where else. Hold on. So many people have been sending in their amazing post. This is from Sarah P. Thank you all to the honorees and congratulations to everybody else. And let's see, I'll pick one more. Drew James wrote, let's go All-Stars Project. Happy to be here tonight. Hashtag ASP Be the Spark. I like this. Keep the messages coming, okay? I want to make sure I get to all of them. Hopefully I can, all right? And I want to take a second right now to give a big shout out to our partners who are having their host and viewing parties this evening and introducing hundreds of new friends to the All-Stars. Valerie Brown at Gilead Sciences in the Bay Area. Kim Kessler at KPMG in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas, like I said. Maria Morris at the Yale Club in Manhattan. Of course, what's going on at John Thurlow at RBC in Jersey City. Blakely Steinbaugh at her home in Connecticut. And of course, Catherine Carraway here at Equity Residential in Chicago. I mean, isn't this some real coast-to-coast action going on right now? That's the energy we need. We need everybody to come together to make this happen. And as a reminder, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and use the hashtag ASPBeTheSpark to help spread the word of the All-Stars' incredible work and see the impact of your gift. It is so important that we keep this going, okay? And let's keep those pledges and texts coming in as well. I want to make sure that we take a little moment to check in with the Fundometer. So that's going to be happening real soon so that we can see our progress. Because again, I feel like we're going to get to our goal. Hopefully we can make this happen. And I want to take the time right now to recognize Gilead Sciences and do the honors our All-Stars of Dallas Vice President and City Leader, Antoine Joyce, and All-Stars Youth Leader, Miriam Chavez, Marie.
Thank you, Nessa. Hello to everyone from around the country, and so great to be with you all tonight. Earlier this year, the Dallas Morning News published a feature article appropriately titled Dreams Welcome in the All-Stars Project. It highlighted the success of our new program, Development Coaching, which was born in the pandemic to keep our young people connected to the world around them. And it is now a permanent national program of the All-Stars Project. Over the past 2 years, Development Coaching has paired over 1,000 young people and All-Stars alumni with adult coaches from over 60 companies. Woo! Let's hear it. And there's no company that has embraced development coaching with more generosity, more enthusiasm than Gilead Sciences. Since our partnership began in 2017, Gilead has emerged as a key All-Stars partner in the San Francisco Bay Area, contributing more than $450,000, connecting young people to the biotech world and helping bridge the region's social and economic divides. Our friend, former Gilead Executive Vice President Clifford Samuel, was a big partner in bringing the All-Stars together with the Gilead Leadership Organization of Black Employees, also known as GLOBE. Sounds like superheroes to me, right? We are so proud and so excited to now be working with Valerie Brown, Vice President of Quality, Executive Lead for GLOBE, and All-Stars Project Bay Area board member. And we're going to work with her to find new, bold ways to continue to grow this partnership. It's so important to us. Over the last 5 years, dozens of GLOBE members and other Gilead leaders and employees have participated in a variety of engagement activities. And when development coaching launched, we were thrilled that the Gilead team led the way in organizing members of their staff to come on board as coaches and became, here it is, they became the largest corporate partner group to participate so far. Give it up for them one more time. We are so proud to honor you, Gilead, and deeply appreciate you, Valerie, for graciously accepting this award on behalf of Gilead. Now, to present the award, let's hear from All-Stars alum, Miriam Chavez Mourinho.
Hi, my name is Miriam Chavez Mourinho. I'm 21 years old from Oakland, California, and I'm currently studying business management at San Jose State University. Growing up, I saw my parents labor constantly, working multiple jobs, all for the goal of giving me opportunities they never had. They immigrated here from Mexico before I was born to make this dream of theirs a reality for our family. They raised me to work hard and to navigate the world with caution. I didn't have many opportunities to go outside my neighborhood. There was no easy or reliable access to transportation where I lived, and my parents wanted to keep me safe. Schoolwork was the priority. Through the DSY, I became more and more comfortable going beyond my bubble. Being independent and trying new things, I met and interacted with business leaders I'd seen on the train and even completed a paid summer internship at Dome Constructions. All of this was an entirely new performance. I got to see and experience firsthand possibilities my parents wanted to give me, but didn't have the connections or means to do so. Once I started college, I realized through talking with other first-generation students how unique and uncommon the opportunities the All-Stars provided me with were. When I joined development coaching last year, I got one-on-one personalized support at a time when I felt isolated during the pandemic. My coaches helped me map out how to start my own sustainable clothing business, a personal goal of mine, and discuss career goals, things that I don't know how to do. I'm new at this, but they aren't. I developed so much in 6 short weeks, so I decided to join the program again this spring. My current coach, Chris, who works at Gilead, has already helped me so much, and we've only just started. In our first session, he asked me, "What do you want to do, and how are you going to get there?" Something no one has really asked me before. He is helping me envision and map out my goals beyond just my schoolwork. Development coaching has become an important resource and support system for me. Thank you to Gilead for making opportunities like this possible for someone like me, and for supporting and encouraging your employers to participate in the All-Stars. Thank you, and we are proud to honor you tonight.
Thank you, Antoine, for your kind words and all you do for All Stars. And thank you, Miriam. I'm so glad you're enjoying your coaching experience and know you're in great hands with your coach, Chris. It is an honor to be accepting this award on behalf of Gilead Sciences and the many leaders and employees who have embraced this remarkable organization with unwavering enthusiasm. Since we began our partnership with All Stars 5 years ago, we have never once had to twist anyone's arm to volunteer to sign up for a development school for youth or development coaching. I especially want to extend a huge thank you to Kendra Williams and Federico Pancheco for successfully galvanizing members of our Globe team and other employee resource groups here at Gilead that are involved in this fulfilling and important work with young people. We are all so very proud to be All-Stars. Since our founding in 1987, Gilead has made a strong commitment to giving back to underserved and under-resourced communities, as well as opening up our network so that young people from these communities have access to options and choices they would otherwise never have access to. We are also very passionate about helping young people get started in their careers, providing developmental opportunities for employees throughout their careers, and creating a diverse and inclusive organization. Our partnership with All Stars allows us to have the rare opportunity to do all three of these things. Though I'm here to represent Gilead, my personal involvement with All Stars is very meaningful to me. I'm a first-generation college graduate who grew up in a family that encouraged me to be all that I can be and always do my best. However, I didn't have access to a network that I could turn to for advice and counsel as I began my career. So I'm always looking for opportunities now to provide guidance and support to young people in every way possible. And so is every member of the All Stars Regional Board on which I proudly serve. If there's a door or a window that we can open, we'll make sure it stays open until every young person who desires to do so can walk through. Gilead is always seeking to create spheres of impact in our company, in neighboring communities, and in society by encouraging a culture of giving, serving, and exploring innovative approaches to complex social issues. The All Stars is a wonderful partner, and we look forward to working with them for years to come on not just building bridges, but building highways so that we can all move forward. Thank you.
That is amazing. What an impressive program that connects hundreds of young people and caring adults across the country. Shout out to Gilead for leading the way. That was incredible. All right, so I think it's safe to say we should check in and see what our progress is, right? Let's go ahead and see what's going on with the Fundometer. Let's pull it up right now. All right. Okay, so hold on. I want to shout out some people for their generous gifts. Susan Robinson, amazing. Thank you so much. Jenny, Zach, and Craig, so appreciated. Carlos Javier. Oh, I like anonymous. I like that, staying low key, but still making sure to send in gifts. So appreciated. Steve Barry. Shout out to Mike and Laura. So appreciated. This is amazing. Oh, and we have a new donor, Kyle. Thank you so much for sending in that gift. Okay, Miguel, so appreciated. Everything goes a long way here. It is so, so important that we all come together to make sure that we can help provide all these free programs. We've been hearing about it all night, right? So let's keep these programs going. I want to give a shout out to Robert and Courtney Maddox, Kim Kessler, of course. Let's see who else is going. Ryan Paris. There's so many people. Thank you for being so generous. I'm getting so emotional right now. Diane Stiles. Hello to Dan Randalls. Gosh, we have a new donor, Kendra J. Williams. We appreciate you so much. Emily, wow. This is so much love pouring in right now. And just know that it's going for such great causes. Thank you to another new donor, Bryce. Absolutely appreciated. Steph Garcia, Kate. I could keep going on and on. Let me do a couple more shout outs because it's so appreciated. Okay, so Gloria, appreciate you taking the time to send us a pledge right now. Thank you to Michael. Thank you for your generous gift. Thank you to Adam. Okay. Hi to Rick. Wow, generous, extremely generous. Thank you so much. We have a new donor, Joseph Phillips. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just know we are doing our best to reach our goal tonight. Okay, so we're about $40,000 away before we're able to raise $100,000. Okay, and I believe that we can make this happen. And even though the night is coming to a close, make sure you still get your pledges in. Okay, and to help you out, let me break it down for you how to pledge. Okay, let me get this pulled up for you. Go ahead and send a text to the number 970-840-9000. And in the message, go ahead and write ASP, a space, the amount you'd like to give, a space, and then your name. Support makes opportunities like the ones that you've heard about not only available, but absolutely free for young people across the country. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. We're talking about access, we're talking about resources, and we're talking about it being free for people to have, to use, so that they can thrive. So it's pretty amazing, right? And we're going to keep this energy going with all of our help tonight. We're going to make this happen. Now joining us from Newark, we have All Stars of New Jersey Vice President and City Leader Sade McDaniel and All Stars Youth Leader Ahmed Ahmed.
We are proud to be honoring the Newark Police Division, which has been our Operation Conversation Cops and Kids partner since 2016, when Mayor Raz Baraka invited the All-Stars to bring our award-winning police community relations program to Newark. Cops and Kids was first created in New York City by All-Stars co-founder Dr. Lenore Falani in 2006 in the wake of the fatal shooting of Sean Bell in Queens. By 2011, the NYPD had officially incorporated Cops and Kids into the training of its police officers and new recruits. Since its launch here in Newark, the program has involved hundreds of teenagers and police officers in using performance, improvisation, and conversation to create more positive relationships. What we found is that when youth and officers spend time together and perform together, the experience humanizes them to one another, and it builds empathy and it improves their interactions on the streets. Last year, Director of Public Safety Brian O'Hara invited the All-Stars to support their youth engagement strategy initiative by creating a training program designed to introduce every single MPD officer to the All-Stars approach. To give their officers more tools to positively engage youth in Newark, we are in the process of developing this training program, which will be led by MPD supervisors and trained by the All-Stars, and we look forward to launching it this summer. I would like to end by telling Brian and his team, including Captain Leo Carrillo, who has been a champion for many years, how much I enjoy working with them. Over the last few months, I have had many conversations with Newark police officers, patrol officers, training supervisors, school resource officers, just to name a few. And one thing that always stands out to me is that many of the officers share and support Brian's profound commitment to taking responsibility for actively building positive relationships with Newark community and its youth. It is so inspiring to see a genuine culture of caring starting at the top and then permeating throughout all levels of the division. Before I present Director O'Hara and the MPD with this award, I want to shine a special spotlight on Ahmed Ahmed, our NJ youth leader who's all in building those bridges between police officers and the communities that they serve.
Thank you, Sade. My name is Ahmed Ahmed. I'm 24 years old from Orange, New Jersey, graduating from NJIT right here in Newark. I've been worked to avoid cops at all instances throughout my life. There aren't many positive narratives about encounters between police and young black men, and I developed a negative impression of them. Some of what was really justified. I've been stopped by police officers many times. Those images from the news would run through my head in those moments, and I wonder if that was going to happen to me. After graduating from the DSY, I received a call from All Stars asking if I wanted to be a part of the Operation Conversation Cops and Kids, and that program would give me and other young people an opportunity to meet with police officers and engage in challenging conversations about issues in our neighborhood. I often think back to my experience in the workshops and realize how much I didn't know about police officers, like how they have to act and respond to events in order to keep themselves and others safe. I was seeing them for the first time as people and not defined by their uniforms. I learned that many of them grew up in the same neighborhood as me or loved the same things that I do. They were parents, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters who even had some of the same fears I do. That's what makes Cops and Kids unique. It allows both the cops and the kids to escape the identities we've been assigned and be real people together. I was also invited to a panel with Chavez a few months ago where I learned about the various ways the Newark Police Division helps the community throughout the year. I was able to provide feedback on future ways that can make a difference in the community. I felt like my voice mattered and that they are listening to the community members and truly want to be involved in positive ways in the lives of young people. Thank you, Director O'Hara and the Newark Police Division for your involvement with the All Stars Project. I believe it will have an impact on generations of police officers and Newark residents. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sade and Ahmed, for your incredibly kind words. On behalf of our mayor, the Honorable Ras Baraka, I am honored to accept this award on behalf of the entire Newark Police Division. The work that the All Stars is doing here in Newark is absolutely incredible. It has had a direct impact on how police officers interact with youth in our city. We've been very fortunate to have the All Stars and other community groups help us with our community engagement. These partnerships are part of the reason why Newark was one of very few major cities in this country whose protests during the summer of 2020 were completely peaceful. Our officers have told us that through their participation in Cops and Kids, they are able to have more open communication and find common ground with young people. That's why I'm so incredibly grateful to the All Stars. You have helped us make a real difference in how our police officers interact with our youth. And the impact of those positive interactions is immeasurable. So again, on behalf of our mayor, the Honorable Ras Baraka, thank you again for this award and for everything that you're doing for the city of Newark and across our country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm saddened that our night together has come to an end. I know it just flew by. I am so unbelievably proud to announce that tonight's celebration, including the generous pledges you all have made tonight, has raised a total of, get ready for this, $1,945,000. So powerful that we all came together to make this happen. Thank you for your generosity and keep your gifts coming so that All Stars can meet our full $2 million goal and reach more young people with their free programs. I can't emphasize that enough. Free programs. We got to support this. Congratulations again to all of our amazing honorees, presenters, and performers, and to all of you for your enthusiasm, support, and love. It is appreciated. It is beautiful. And this link will continue to be live so that anyone who watches after tonight can also join the fun. And I know what it takes to produce an amazing event as this one. I mean, seriously, all the hard work that went behind it. So I want to give a big special shout out to Jenny Zach for her brilliant leadership and sales directing. And big kudos to lead producer Rachel Keller and her team, Chloe Garcias, Lynn McGuire, and so many others for making this all run so beautifully. I mean, it's so much work that went into this. So I thank you all. You all made this happen tonight. So thank you so much. But for now, we want to celebrate our success. And there's no better way to do that than with our amazing young people. So please welcome Morgan Brown, who's going to come back, get on her violin for a special performance of Katy Perry's Firework. Good night.